Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we have my long-awaited return after, 5 weeks. I was going to make this video every week until I didn't, and without further ado, let's just jump right into it. Ignore the fact that I am doing this on Microsoft Explorer because, for whatever reason, that's the only way that the computer would let me record the PDF. Anyway, let's jump right in. Obviously, the Buffalo game has already gone on, so there's no prediction to go there. I would have predicted them to win anyway, but, it already happened. Now, the first game of the week should actually be a quite good one, and that's going to be the Rams at Dallas. I think the Rams take this one, and, well, I'm pretty sure they're not actually point... Hello? Hello? Okay, that's not what I mean to. But I just think that they need to have a bounce back after that loss to the Steelers. They really lit up in that fourth quarter, and I think that Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, with both of them fully healthy, that they're going to be a dangerous duo. And without not Stephon Diggs, without Trayvon Diggs, the Dallas defense just isn't equipped to handle this. I mean, yes, they are a very strong defense, but with two elite weapons on the sides, I just don't know if they can keep up. Especially if the LA's new running back, if the Rams' new running backs can do anything, this could become an ugly game for Dallas. Really, I just think that the matchups really work well, and that that the Rams could have a lot of success today. The next game. Now, Minnesota's coming in with a bit of momentum, and Green Bay is coming in with anything but that. But I truly don't think Minnesota is that good of a team. I mean, yes, Jordan Addison has looked quite good, but other than that, KJ Osborne, I couldn't even name another receiver on that team. No, I really couldn't. And Alex Madison and K Makers has been pretty horrific as a running back duo. Just like it's not been like, I guess I said horrific, but it's just nothing spectacular, nothing close to what Dalvin Cook was. I don't know why they got rid of him. I mean, yes, captain shorts were a thing, but they should have forgone that because, I mean, their championship window under Kirk Cousins is pretty much done after this year, and it doesn't look like they're getting there this year. Anyway, I think Green Bay needs to have this bounce back game, and Matt LaFleur knows that. He's coached winning teams. I mean, yes, he was under Aaron Rodgers, but I think this is a Green Bay victory. That Green Bay, not Minnesota. Next game. I if I was not a fan of I'm not a fan of either of these teams, but if I was but anyone who's not a fan of these teams, don't even watch this game. This is going to be sloppy, just terrible football. Like it's like Derrick Henry versus Atlanta's defense. Can we call it that? I don't think it's really a defense. It's more of like a glorified roadblock. Atlanta, can you please play Bijan Robinson? That was. Ugh. Arthur Smith did the best he tried to do to fuck over my fantasy team, and he failed. I'm going to take Atlanta, but this is one of those games that could end up being 13-10, 17-14, and pretty horrific to watch. The next game is New Orleans at Indianapolis, and now this might actually be a good game. Indy's been playing up to competition this year, despite not really having a great team. I mean, the emergence of Zach Moss and Jonathan Taylor is pretty good, and Gardner Minshew's looked good, but there's just not much talent on this team. But they play hard. Shane Steichen has them going at a pace that I did not think they were going to be at. And New Orleans, yeah, they've been winning barely, and they just kind of look dead in the water. I think Indy actually takes this one in a little bit of an upset. The next game is New Orleans at Miami, and not only does New England have a tendency to just lose in Miami every year, this New England Patriots team is so ass, man. It's so bad. It's if Miami loses this says a lot more about Miami than it does New England. To be completely honest, I mean New England is 2-5. I don't even know if they should have won that last game. That was a little ticky tack. Next game, another game that just don't put on your TV. There's a bunch of good games in this early window. Just don't put this one on. I think the Jets win, but yeah, it's just whoever loses this game lost it more than the team that won it. I am afraid it's just not a good thing. Also, did you hear Dalvin Cook demanded a trade? Guess he probably wouldn't have done that if he was still in Minnesota. The next game I think is probably going to be one of the best in the opening window. It's going to be Jacksonville at Pittsburgh. Now, hear me out why I'm picking Pittsburgh. Hear me out. Pittsburgh offense has looked pretty fucking bad. Matt Canada. That's just the way it is. And Jacksonville's running on a hot streak, but they have not faced a defense like this Pittsburgh Steelers defense. they have not faced a player like TJ Watt is on that defense. And if Kenny can get stuff going, as we saw he did in the fourth quarter of the last game, I think that Pittsburgh could edge out a win here. I really do. They're at home. They're in front of the home. Oh my God, why do I have to click it twice? In front of the home fans. I just think that this is one of those times where the team that might not be better, but the team that it might be hitting their stride at the right time just gets it. Need I say more? Philly has looked a little suspicious over the last couple weeks, even though they're 6-1, 5-1. Stop it! Get off my screen! Oh my God. I think they'll take it. They're on a hot streak, and Washington they're gonna get Sam Hamill killed. Like he's just gonna die, and I would not envy that man. I mean, I do. He's in the NFL, but he's gonna get absolutely murdered by Jordan Davis and Jordan Davis. That's his name, right? Yeah, Jordan Davis and Carter. What's that? I don't know. Fletcher Cox. I think he's still on that team. Houston at Carolina, perhaps a trap game. Now, hear me out. Rookie quarterback in Houston, C.J. Stroud, has looked very good, but it's just one of those games where, like, Carolina has to win a game, right? They have to do this at least once. And I think, yeah, no, it's not this week. I don't know what I'm doing. It's going to be Houston, but Carolina's going to win one of these eventually. And the next game should be very good. Now, still the P.J. Walker show in Cleveland, but he's not looked terrible. I mean, he hasn't looked good, but it's been enough for them to win games. But I think this is probably where it ends. Cleveland has a great defense, but Seattle also has a very good defense too. And Seattle's offense is not better than the other ones that they faced, but I think they're going to have to put it together eventually. And Kenneth Walker has looked amazing, and JSN has looked good in his limited roles. I think that this is one of those games where it's like a close game, comes down to the wire, and I think it's just one of those that edges out on some sort of defensive possession. Need I say anything? It's literally a tradition at this point. This should not even be close. Like, if it's close, that's a problem for the Chiefs. Baltimore, yeah. Arizona has been doing great on just losing by a little bit, playing very hard, going home, feeling good about themselves, and getting a high draft pick. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. It's probably going to be like 30-23. They had some spunky little drives, but they weren't going to win it. Like, we all know they weren't going to win it. Now, this game should be the game of the week. As long as Brock Purdy learns how to play football, which, that might be a little difficult. Because he hasn't looked particularly, no. This one no. Okay, there. I think the Niners win this one. Because CMC is going to be back. Cincinnati is up, but they're away. The Niners crowd is pretty rowdy, and I think this is a big test for Brock Purdy. If he has 3 straight stinkers, I don't know, all the MVP hype. He's never been that good, really. But all things considered, I really hope he puts it together, and I think this is a game he really could. Murder on live television. And the last game is going to be is Las Vegas at Detroit, murder on live television. If either of these games are even semi-close, fire the coaches. Actually, don't fire Dan Campbell. I almost said Matt Campbell. Dan Campbell, he's awesome. But Brandon Staley has to go, and if he can't beat this Bears team that has looked straight up ass, it's unbelievable. This is my whole video. Thank you for watching. Comment what you think about it. I'm not a great YouTuber. I was going to say but probably won't ever be. Let's go watch some NFL football this week.